Lights out, coming to green. Lights out, coming to green.
So the final Bandolero heat race of the afternoon. Well, I should say the evening.
48 in the box.
Ready to go. Kyle Bacon going to leave him down the blue and yellow 48. Caleb Bradley's alongside in the 13K. Eric Wisniewski's the 25. Olivia Murray's the 06. Jacob Bradley the 42. Watch out. Turn number 1.
Yellow,
and
yellow,
that
yellow,
will bring
yellow,
out the yellow flag. That was the front row, Kyle Bacon and Caleb Bradley. I emphasize was because I'm pretty sure they're likely not going to be restarting there and we try this again. The rest of this field, Aiden Brockhouse is the other 13, Hunter Morgan the 5, Jacob Bradley the 42, and leading this now, Eric Wisniewski and Olivia Murray. They're going to be the top 2 runners in this one. Want to welcome those of you watching. Oh, here's a replay. Let's see what happened. I don't know. That one's hard to tell. Don't know quite if the 48 of Bacon came up, the 13 of Bradley came down, or if it's a combination of the both. Safe to say they weren't giving each other a whole lot of room one way or the other. Yeah, that one's close. I think Bradley may have come down a little bit. Whether he was trying to set himself up for the corner, maybe pinch Bacon down, or just try to protect the bottom for the guys next to him, not sure.
In, 5 out.
But either way, the two of them have gone around. And that's not what you're looking for usually.
Out, 48 in. Lights out, coming to green. Lights out, coming to green. 25 in the box. 25 in the box.
We're going to try this one more time. Green flag's out. Eric Wisniewski got a heck of a jump on this one. Whoa, contact further back. That's the 213 cars, Brockhouse and Bradley. And we stay green. Look at Kyle Bacon. Oh, he is coming like a house of fire up to P4. Bacon up to third after that botched start just a little bit ago. Gets around the other redhead racing ride. Drives to being the 5 car with him. Want to say hi to Brian Day watching on our social media channels. Glad to have you aboard. Racing here on U.S. Legend Cars TV. You want to tune in to Bandolero East Nationals. Along with some of the other content we have, you can check it out at uslegendcars.tv like you see there on the bottom of the frame. Meanwhile, up front, Olivia Murray is trying everything she can to get to and around Eric Wisniewski. You see Kyle Bacon entering the frame as well. Remember, Bacon had a problem on the start a little bit ago right here in turn 1. But Bacon, looking at the stopwatch, he is faster than both of these cars, albeit not by much. This heat race, good for points towards the starting position in tomorrow's feature event. If you're watching on the Charlotte Motor Speedway page, well, this is a grandstand closed to the public event, but there are pit passes available. You can come to the racetrack, or you can check out uslegendcars.com for information on how you can come check things out. Here, well, we could say the rest of the night or tomorrow. Evening's almost done already. This fight for second continues to be a good one. You see Bacon and Olivia Murray both using every inch of racetrack. Meanwhile, a bit further back, there's a 5 of Hunter Morgan, the 42 of Jacob Bradley. That's the fight for fourth. Give the spot to Bradley for now as we close in on the final half mile of this one. Fight for second again. Murray starting to distance herself from Kyle Bacon. All three of the leaders in the 18-9 bracket just separated by a couple of thousandths of a second that time. But this fight has caused that second two to fall back from Wisniewski. He'll take the white flag this time. Off turn 4, though, Eric Wisniewski with the checkered flag. He'll claim heat race number 2 for the Outlaw Division. These the youngsters 12 years of age and older. So Wisniewski picks up the heat race win here at Bandolero East Nationals. He'll be slated for a good starting spot tomorrow in the feature event. Once the points get settled out, see how it all unfolds for tomorrow's starting lineup. For what could give one driver a national championship in Bandoleros. Now, to kind of elaborate on that just a little bit, traditionally, most of the national events happen after the point season has finished. But because Bandoleros are traditionally run by younger kids who are still in school, the folks at NX try to have the event earlier in the year. And if you missed our explanation earlier, if you're a subscriber, you learned this earlier. If you're not a subscriber and you're on social, we'll give you the explanation as well. By the way, I want to say hi to Dave Kelly. He says, thanks for the live show, Dave. Glad to give you a little taste of what you can enjoy on USLegendCars.tv. We've got a full archive of racing, other live events coming throughout the season, and plenty more. But here's how this works. So you have 20 spots. Imagine you have a spreadsheet. You have a spreadsheet with 20 spots, okay? 18 of those are your best 18 finishes in any race throughout the year, best 18-point nights, I should say, throughout the year. The 19th slot is your best point night from what they call a national qualifier. Each track is given a national qualifier, each region, each club, whatever, however it's set up. There's at least one national qualifier you have to fill that 19th slot on your spreadsheet. And then the 20th slot, each of those races that we just talked about are worth up to 100 points. If you come in with 1,900 points, you're good. You're in great shape. And then you come to nationals, there's another 100 points on the line. Again, but that 20th slot is the national event. Or, the national championship event, which in this case would be here for the Bandoleros. So that 20th slot in their spreadsheet gets filled tomorrow night with what the point total is at the end of the evening. So lots on the line. However, the point season still has not finished. So these drivers could come out of here with a win at nationals and be 5th in national points. And as the next month and a half or so unfolds, end up the national champion. That's how it works. It's a little complicated for some people because they go, why would you do your championship event in the middle of the year? Well, that's why. But ultimately, it still counts the same, and it's kind of moved around a little bit because a lot of these kids need to go to school, and we try to make sure the event is early enough they don't miss a lot of class. Now, we get the masters out here past their bedtime. They're just crazy old men, and we don't care about their bedtime. Well, we do, but they usually get a little crazier whenever they're up later. That's a whole different story. Joe Crayon saying it's cool to watch. I would say so, Joe, for sure. Glad to have you tuning in from Gainesville, Georgia. Dave Kelly chiming in Pennsylvania. Wow. Good to see you here, Dave. And folks, chime in our social partners. Let us know where you're watching from, who you are cheering for. If you're on Twitter, you can use the hashtag BandoEast and let us know what your thoughts are. As we get set to show you one more final race in our free preview, and that will be the Legend Car feature event here tonight. couple of big names in this one. Has had some success this year. Trevor Wester, Justice Calabro. All in the middle of this one. Ethan Norfleet's going to bring him down the pole. That's the Tiger Stripe car you see, the orange and white one. And if you saw Kingston Norfleet a little bit ago and you think, wait, they look the same, they got the same. Yes, they're related. That'd be really weird, though, if they weren't related and they had the same paint scheme and the same name. That'd be a little goofy. Nonetheless, Bryce Applegate's in the 06. That's the lone sedan in the field with the orange wheels there on the outside of what would be row number 1. Look right to the left of that 43 in your frame. You'll see that black and orange, numeraled orange wheeled car. That is Bryce Applegate. Justice Calabro is the blue and yellow number 25. He'll be starting row number 2 in third spot. Cole Dockery is the 01. Parker Reitman is the 4. Trevor Wester is the black number 8. Logan Drumheller is the 5. Luke Morey is the number 49. And I'm looking and I don't see Luke Morey. So not sure if Luke Morey had an issue, couldn't make the call, or maybe they're trying to get him up there to the grid. But it looks like Luke Morey might be the one car we are waiting on. Zach Murtis is in the 02. Ryan Mingo is in the 6. See him back there towards the tail. The other orange-wheeled car. It's not a sedan. And by sedan, these cars model after, the 1930s Fords and Chevys and the classic cars of that time that you think about that the legends of NASCAR ran. That's where the name comes from. The sedan was the four-door car, so it was a longer car. And that's why the guy on the outside of the front row has what we refer to as a sedan. It still only has 2 doors, but it's a sedan body style from back in that day. Somebody asking, well, which car has 4 doors? Why do they have 4 doors? Well, they only have 2 doors, I promise. But that original car that it was modeled after had 4. Promise. Final starter on this one, the silver car there at the tail, that is Zach Bacon. Justin Sharp says he's here from Pittsburgh, PA. Justin, glad to have you aboard. Apparently all the Pittsburgh people are tuning in here. Like half the folks in our social look at are from Pittsburgh. Do you still have your booth cam? The Pittsburgh people are going to like this. Not going to lie. Just saying. Pittsburgh people are going to like that. Right?
Tony, there's one reason, and one reason only, that we call you the Penguin. And it's that hat.
That's it. Not going to lie.
That's it. Yeah. So if you ever hear us talking about the Penguin, or we have the Penguin cam or whatever, even when he isn't wearing his very famous Penguins hat that he wears for years and years and years on end, this is the guy, and this is the reason. He is our Penguin here at Pit Row TV.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you've broken everybody's computer screens with this pretty mug. You can probably go back to race cars. Just a suggestion.
I think we'll leave it up for a little bit. What do you say, Blake? Leave it up? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, see.
So, here, Tony, now you got to use hand motions and illustrate what's happening on the racetrack.
I have to take a drink of my Coca-Cola first.
Well, that's a you thing.
Well, I came prepared. There's one race left in this, and I've got what's left of the other Coke. Coke number 2, Powerade number 1. Just saying.
This guy just inhales it, especially when he's here.
Absolutely. Well, dealing with you folks, I have to. Now, see, when you go to Summer Shootout, folks,
we folks drink something else.
This is the seat of the great postman. If you're with us during Summer Shootout on Track Pass and NBC Sports Gold, this was the great postman seat. And I had the seat over there where Andrew is, and he gets to talk to us.
Yeah, I don't know who trusts me with this mic, but...
I don't know who did either. He might wear a penguin hat.
Fair enough.
Yes. But nonetheless, Stephen Glover's chiming in from North Carolina. I want to say hi to him. And it's funny, like a lot of the places we went most recently with our crew, like we went down to Lanier for the 4 races they had down there in their summer series. Got Gainesville, Georgia representing. We sent some of our Pit Row TV crew down there to produce that for Track Pass and NBC Sports Gold. And then our other event we had was Jennerstown. A couple of them.
Motor Mountain Masters.
Yeah, Motor Mountain Masters. So all the Pittsburgh people are chiming in there. Maybe that's all the North Carolina people are still asleep. Because Lee Jordan, so Lee's our T-shirt guy, and Oh, boy. Oh, lineups for tomorrow. Look at that. They're on the ball here.
Rare Chris Conyers appearance.
Yes. Yeah, appearance. Not his voice, but his appearance. So if you ever hear Chris Conyers voice the receiver, that was Chris Conyers, ultimately. As we have lineups. You can see those on the U.S. Legend Cars Twitter and Facebook. They'll have all those. See, we can bring them right there to you. Yes.
Now you are blinding everybody on their computer
No, I'm not. I'm not blinding anybody.
Well, it was for a minute. You worked it out, but for a minute there, you're blinding everybody with that white light.
It's called an overexposed camera.
Well, I got nothing for you there. But
well,
you
know,
blinding.
You'll have that. In any case, well, some folks asking about some legend car racing at Tri-County. And, you know, I got to say, I love coming to Charlotte. It's great racing, no doubt. But every track is different. And while this is probably one of my favorites, I also enjoy going to some of the other tracks in the region. And, like, I know the Southeast Legends Tour runs around. Somebody asking about Tri-County. And yeah, when the Southeast Super Trucks and the Southeast Legends Tour goes to Tri-County, we'll be heading there. That he was asking if I personally was running Tri-County tomorrow, and the answer to that question is no. I'm going to be here, Landon. I'll be here for Bandolero East Nationals for feature day. Although I will say I thought about running a legend car tonight, but I didn't. So somebody that told me I had to announce this thing. That's usually how that works. So looking down at the lineup area, it looks like are we still waiting on Luke Morey, I think? Looks like we are. So they may be about ready to roll without Mr. Morey. It's going to be my guess. See the officials pointing at everybody. They got them lined up. And I hear engines. From all the way up here in the booth, I hear legend car engines.
And I don't know about you, Tony, but I noticed, too, certain competitors out there that I saw on Wednesday night. And I just want to give them a quick shout-out. Justice Calabro, well, actually, he wasn't there Wednesday night. But Justice Calabro is getting into the iRacing scene now, and they're able to use this stuff. And a lot of it does translate over. I know you have iRacing at home. And
yep. The first time I drove a Legends car was on iRacing.
Yeah, see, there we go. So
yeah.
I've seen now Justice Calabro in.
And by the way, I did the same thing I did to the real one. I crashed it the first time out. So.
Well, we've seen Justice in some iRacing stuff lately. We've seen Zachary in some iRacing stuff. Zachary Murtis in the O2. They're working pretty closely together, actually, both, I believe, out of the Stillwell camp, right? And they've been hanging out a lot. They've been working with each other a lot. And a lot of it's starting to roll. I mean, we've seen Justice run the roost a couple of years lately. He has been good here. A lot of that's starting to wear off on Zachary Murtis a little bit.
It's that whole thing, and you hear about it when everybody has the Xfinity and Cup driver debate that is never ending. But when you surround yourself with people of high caliber, you absorb that high caliber. And if you hang around drivers that win races, guess what? You learn how to win races. And it pretty much works the same in legend cars, cup cars, anything in between. And that's one of the reasons that legend cars are one of the best training grounds for drivers looking to pursue a career in motorsports. And, well, here we go. Very quickly getting ready to roll. Field catching up. 20 laps the distance. Ethan Norfleet, the orange and white car, leads him down. Bryce Applegate to the outside. Look at that blue car with all those stickers in the back. That's Justice Calabro. Those stickers, part of the Speedway Children's Charity fundraising campaign that was run over the summer shootout in Calabro. Well, he's going to move his way to the lead very, very forcefully, I guess you'd say, in turn 3, making a statement. Lap 2 in the books. Justice Calabro very quickly in charge of this one. And if you're watching on social, go ahead and hit the share button. Tag your buddies. Let them know what's happening here at America's Home for Racing, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the Legend Car feature, part of Bandolero East Nationals. A bit further back, you see a fight. That was Trevor Wester going around the 4, Parker Eatman. Logan Drumheller there in the 5. Meanwhile, race for the lead. Norfleet has caught Calabro. And he'll repay the favor from lap number 1. New leader barely at the stripe here on lap number 5. Ethan Norfleet, Calabro, doink, I'm still here. Don't think I'm going anywhere. A little more bumper tag. Bryce Applegate gets in on the party. Cole Dockery trying to join the show too. And Applegate going to shove Calabro into turn number 1 up the racetrack for both of them. Bryce Applegate to the lead. Dockery takes second. Here comes Trevor Wester. Talk about drivers of high caliber and high skill level. These are them. Most of these drivers, well, a lot of them considered pros. Norfleet, Applegate, Dockery, Calabro, all considered pros. And then you got the 8, Trevor Wester. He's a semi-pro, but he's quickly making his way up towards pro. One of the better semi-pros out there. So certainly some of the best drivers anywhere making hay in this one. You saw why. Able to trade paint, bumper tag, blows, and they still all held on to it. A bit further back, Parker Eatman, Logan Drumheller going at it. This is the fight for 6th behind that group we just saw. There you see the black and red car. That was Luke Morey. Bill Stein Shocks ride. Things finally settling out up front here as we've crossed the halfway point. 11 down, 9 to go. And if you're watching for the first time, welcome in on our social channels. And plenty more racing to come this year on USLegendCars.tv. Bando East National, some of the qualifying days from some of the other national events. Plenty more to come. Some other events we'll have on the schedule. See this fight for 4th. Norfleet gets by Wester. Meanwhile, just ahead of him, top 3 contact. Dockery up underneath the Bryce Applegate. Here comes Calabro. Remember a few laps ago what happened. Applegate shoved them all aside. There may be some paybacks in store here. Calabro trying to get by Applegate. He'll do so. Dockery way high on exit. That may open the door this time in turn 3. Oh, Norfleet. He remembers. Don't you think he doesn't? Ethan Norfleet underneath Justice Calabro. He'll take the 2nd spot for now. These 5 continue to dice it up behind Dockery. He looks in that mirror. He loves what he's seeing. Says, come on, boys, keep playing bumper tag. Forget about me up here in the lead. Whoa, watch out, Applegate. What a save. Holy cow, Bryce Applegate, Trevor Wester. That had disaster written all over it. Applegate's down the turf still going. Or, excuse me, Wester. Meanwhile, all that's happening, and now Cole Dockery has encountered some traffic. That is the number 6 car of Ryan Mingo. Ethan Norfleet nearly locked up the left front. You saw the stripes and the lettering on the tires slow down. Dockery again up the track in turn 1. They hook bumpers out of turn number 2, barely. Dockery forced to give Ethan Norfleet the lane. New leader coming to the white flag. Ethan Norfleet back to the point. Dockery sails it in, sends him up the racetrack. Here comes Calabro. He wants to have nothing but the 2-for-1 special. Into turn 3. Contact between the leaders. Justice Calabro will emerge and win the Legend Car feature here at Bandolero East Nationals at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
The Red Sea parted for Justice Calabro. Ethan Norfleet, you see the disgust as he rips the belts off in the cockpit of that race car.
Go on, let's think twice.
You hear the race director come across All these drivers have that receiver, a one-way communication device in their ear. You see Dockery, he kind of shrugged his shoulders there and went, I don't know what happened or whatever. Applegate over to have a discussion. Appears to be civil for now. You see a few shrugged shoulders. I guess that's good. It beats other things, pointing, shrugging, civil discussion. It's always good to see that. You always worry because you see so many bad examples of what to do when you have a situation like that. And it's good to see those two having a very, very civil discussion on what just occurred. Meanwhile, Justice Calabro, back bumper beat the smithereens, is going to go to Tech as the winner.